Hey, second graders. So today we are going to revisit our strategy of splitting. And we talked a little bit about it last week, but we are going to practice more today before we talk more about adding and subtracting on a number line. So I'm going to write an addition number sentence. I'm going to actually type it. I'm going to do 34 plus 43. And I want to know what that equals. So I'm going to use our splitting strategy. And the splitting strategy is helpful because it lets me think of the numbers that are in the tens place and the numbers in the ones place separately, instead of trying to think about them at the same time. So I'm first going to look at my 34 and I'm going to split it. So I'm going to draw a line to split it. So I want to think about the number in the tens place first, this 3. What does that number stand for? It's in the tens place, so it doesn't just mean 3, it means 3 groups of 10. And so if I have 3 groups of 10, I have 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to write that, 30. All right. Then I'm going to look at my number that's in the ones place. Well, because it's in the ones place, it just stands for that number. So if there's a 4 in the ones place, that means that I just have 4 things. So I'm going to write the 4. All right. So I'm done with 34 for now. Now I'm going to look at my next number, 43, and I'm going to do the same thing. I need to split it. So I'm going to draw those 2 lines. I'm going to look at the number that's in the tens place. And I'm going to think about what that number stands for. If there's a 4 in the tens place, that tells me that there's 4 groups of 10. So if there's 4 groups of 10, I know that equals 10, 20, 30, 40. So I'm going to write that, 40. All right. Then I'm going to look at the number in the ones place, this 3. And that 3 just stands for 3. So I'm going to write 3. Okay. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to group them together. So the 2 numbers that were in the tens place, I'm going to add together. And the 2 numbers that were in the ones place, I'm going to add together. But I need to write those steps out so that the person who's looking at my work can tell what I'm doing. So I'm going to rewrite that. I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to write 30 again. And then I'm going to take this 40 and I'm going to bring it over here. And I'm going to add that to my 30. So 30 plus 40 equals. So you could hold the 40 in your head and count up by tens. So maybe you hold 40 in your head and you go 50, 60, 70. Maybe you know that 3 plus 4 equals 7, and then you just have to add that 0. Whatever you want to do to figure out the answer. But 30 plus 40, I know, equals 70. But now I need to take the number that's in my ones place, so the 4 and the 3. So I'm going to take the 4, and I'm going to add it to that 3. And remember, I have to show my work. I can't just assume that someone knows that this is all going on in my head. So I know that 4 plus 3, I know that 4 plus 4 equals 8, because I like doubles facts. And so I know if 4 plus 4 equals 8, well then 4 plus 7 is 1 less, so 4 plus 3 equals 7. Okay, but I'm not done yet. I still need to add those together. So now I'm going to take my 70 and I'm going to add my 7 to it. And then I can add it together to figure out my answer. So 70 plus 7 equals 77. And that would be my answer. Circle my answer so I know. All right, I'm going to erase it and we're going to do another one. And this time, I'm going to show you how it might work for subtraction because you can do it for both. So now I want to know what 67 minus 25 equals. So again, we're going to use the splitting strategy because I like to see things when you're just looking at the tens together and just the ones. It makes it easier. Okay, so here we are. I have 67 minus 25, and I want to use my splitting strategy to solve it. So I'm going to first split my 67. Just like I did in my addition problem, I'm going to do the same thing in the subtraction problem. So I'm going to look at this number in the tens place, the 6, and I know that since it's in the tens place, that 6 stands for 6 groups of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I have to write that. So I'm going to write 60. All right. Now I'm going to look at the number that's in the ones place, the 7. Now since it's in the ones place, I know that stands for 7 cubes. So I'm going to write 7. All right, but I'm not done there. Now I need to look at the other number, 25. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to split it. I'm going to look at the number in the tens place first. I see a 2. And I know that since it's in the tens place, that stands for 2 groups of 10. So 2 groups of 10 equals 20. 10, 20. So I need to write that. All right. Now I'm going to look at the number in the ones place, the 5, and write it right here. I had to switch locations because it was the end of the day. So let me recap. I have just split my 67 and I have just split my 25. And I finished writing that by splitting my 25 into 20 and then 5. So now, just like with my addition, I need to take my groups of 10. So I'm going to do 60 right here and my 20, so 60. But this time, instead of adding, I'm going to subtract. So it's going to look like 60 minus, or take away, 20. And I can think of that as 60 minus 20. Or if it helps me, I can think of just the tens place for now. And I can go, what is 6 minus 2? Well, I know 6 minus 2 is 4. And then I need to bring that 0 over. So 60 minus 20 is 40. Okay, so now I need to take care of my ones place. So I need to take the 7, and I need to subtract the 5. And then I know that 7 minus 5 is 2. Now I need to take both of my numbers that were my answers, and I need to subtract that. So 40 minus 2 equals 38. All right, so here's what your assignment is today. I have showed you how to split an addition number sentence, and I just showed you how to split a subtraction number sentence. So now I'm going to delete this. And for your work today, I want you to practice using that strategy for 2 addition number sentences and 2 subtraction. So here they are. The first one, I want you to do 28 plus 43. Next one I want you to do is 35 plus 52. Then I want you to do 86 minus 43. And then finally, I want you to do 74 minus 23. Okay, so there are the problems that you're going to do, and I want you to show me, using the splitting strategy, how you would solve those 4 number sentences. I would like you to take a nice picture of your work And if you would like to send it to me, I would love to see it. But if not, that's okay. But you do need to practice this, because this is when we take our assessments, one of the first things that you need to do is be able to show me your work in more than one way. So this is one way that you can show your work every time. All right, so practice makes permanent. I was about to say perfect, but it doesn't make perfect. It just makes permanent. So the more you practice, the more the steps are going to stick in your head. All right, good luck. If you need to rewatch my steps for an addition and subtraction problem, I recommend you doing that when you're doing yours. Good luck.